Hi, this is Amanda, and you're watching Booked with Amanda. I am here to talk books with you. I'm coming at you today with my Booktube Newbie Tag. I've decided to go ahead and put this video up just because I think it's going to be a great way to meet some new people. So let's get started. First question is, why did you start this channel? I basically started this channel because I wanted an outlet to talk books. I do have a GOODREADS account, but I thought it is a little easier sometimes to speak as opposed to write, especially if you're not a writer. So I decided to make this channel and hopefully, meet some new people, talk some books, get some new book ideas, even though my TBR is gigantic. So basically that's my main goal for this channel. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I was actually thinking about this last night, and honestly, I'm probably not going to bring too much uniqueness. I am older. I'm going to be an older booktuber. I feel like maybe a lot of the booktube community is in their 20s or even late teens. I am well past that, so I'm hoping that my maturity will be a little bit unique. Also, I like to read a variety of things. I feel like BookTube, there's a lot of fantasy readers, which is not 100% my cup of tea. And there's also a lot of new books out there, whereas I do like reading new books for sure, but I also like to read ones that have been around for a while, and I basically will read anything that sounds good. So I'm hoping that my wide variety of reading will also be something that, I'm not saying it's 100% unique, but it's definitely harder to find sometimes. So question number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I think I kind of covered it. I just am excited to talk books and meet people. All my friends and family are not huge into reading, so it's a little bit discouraging sometimes when I read something amazing and I can't talk about it, or I can, but they don't really care. So it'd be really great just to meet some people who actually want to hear my opinion maybe, and who I definitely want to hear their opinion. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly today. I live in Canada. It's freezing, so that's my life for about 6 months. Anyway, next question. Why do you love reading? I love reading because it is just, I think, the best way to get your mind going. As you get older, it's hard to hang on to your imagination, and I think reading just really helps with that. There's nothing wrong with imagining you're in a setting or in a place and, just falling into that story. It just kind of makes life a little bit interesting, especially when you have the regular everyday humdrum that you're going through. It's nice to pick up a book and, bam, you're in Middle Earth, or you're fighting in the Hunger Games, or whatever the situation is. So I just think it's a lot of fun to read, and it just breaks up the boringness of life. And I know that life is not always boring, but generally your everyday thing, especially, for me, I'm tied down with a husband and 2 small children. So, there's not a lot of getting out like there used to be for me. So at this point in my life, reading is kind of my escape from my everyday. Question number 5, what book or series got you into reading? When I was in elementary school, I got this little, it was like the OG prescription. No, not prescription, sorry. OG subscription box. And it came with like a little magazine, I think, and like stationery and a Goosebump book. That was through my Scholastic Book Fair. If any of you are Canadian, you might know that. And it was incredible. Once, I think a month, I got a Goosebumps book and I fell in love with them. I still do like horror books, so that kind of set me on the pace to reading more. And I actually really enjoyed, I think like around grade 4 or 5, so 9 or 10, I really enjoyed um, just the books we were assigned for class. I was in the advanced reading part of the class. Like the class was split into two. So I got the more advanced books to read, which I love them. There was like Island of the Blue Dolphins, and we read The Hatchet, I think, and just, I don't know, some of those things just really spoke to me, and I just wanted to continue reading more. So, next, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I feel like I have a lot of questions, but I don't think that I can be helped. So, I guess basically, I'm not into editing. I mean, when you watch this video, you're going to see the raw footage. Uh, Maybe just what kind of groove they're in. Like, how do they get their editing done? What kind of setup do they have? Because I know that for everyone it's different, but it'd be great to get some ideas, because this is nothing like I've ever done in my life. I am not a technology person. I hate talking in front of cameras. So it's something that's totally new to me. I guess that would be it. And also, maybe how to balance, especially the booktubers with families, how do you balance it? I feel like I can't get enough videos filmed because I have 2 small children and they scream and yell and run, and my husband works long hours and I am at home, but I can't film when they're with me, so it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes. So maybe just those 2 questions, I guess, but I think that's kind of, for newbies, 2 of the biggest questions out there. So, number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I'm awkward, if you hadn't noticed. I hate talking in front of a camera, and I absolutely hate to listen to myself and to watch myself. So that's another problem I have with editing, is you have to watch your video, and I hate it. And maybe I'll get better and more comfortable. I hope I will. But I am an introvert, and I don't like awkward situations, new situations. I mean, I hate meeting new people in one aspect because I feel like I'm not good enough. It's weird. It's an insecure thing for sure. I've had it my whole life. But I'm hoping that this maybe could be the thing that brings me out of my shell. We'll see. Number 8 is, when did you start reading? I don't know, kindergarten, grade 1, when everyone else did. I've been reading since I learned how to read, basically. I have loved books from day one. I've had, excuse me, I've had my slumps. I've had, just like everyone else, but I really love to read, and I always have loved to read. Bookworm from day one. Even before I could read, I was reading books. So, I think that reading is very important, and I do try to instill that with my kids also, so here's hoping for another generation of bookworms. Number 9, where do you read? Anywhere I can get a chance to read. Basically, like I said before, I have 2 small kids, so I sneak in chapters where I can. A big place, I guess, would be our bed, just because I can close the door and, maybe put on some background music or not, and just kind of lounge and read. But when my husband's at work, I do sneak in a chapter here and there between dishes and all the mundane stuff of life. So that's usually at the kitchen table, on a chair, on the floor when my kids are playing, I don't know, wherever I can get a chapter in. So, and last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Everything. I read everything. I am not about the genre. I am about how interesting the book sounds. So if you can find me a fantasy book that sounds interesting, I'll read it. Horror, I'll read it. Historical fiction, I'll read it. Literary fiction, I'll read it. Sci-fi, anything. Honestly, anything. Last year I kind of went through, I think, a YA phase. I read a lot of YA last year, but this year I've read more, I guess, like sci-fi. Yeah, I've read sci-fi slash horror. I don't know what you consider like Jurassic Park. I don't know. It's kind of like both, but um, and the Murderbot Diaries and stuff. I mean, that's kind of my thing. I've been kind of gravitating towards that. Um, I do also get a nice variety of books because I've joined a book club through my public library, so that's pretty interesting. Books I wouldn't have normally picked up, I've read and I've actually liked. I found a new author that I really like from that experience. So, yeah, just anything and everything I try to read because I feel like you just never know what's going to be good. And to think I only love this one genre and only read this one genre, you're kind of limiting yourself in a way, uh, to opening up yourself to new experiences. So I think that's everything for today. Sorry if this is a little long. I am a blabberer because I get nervous and I blabber. Another awkward trait of mine. Enjoy that. Anyway, if you have for some reason thought that this was interesting, I would absolutely love if you subscribed or commented. Like I said, I'm looking for some new book friends, so if you think that that might be a good fit, this channel might work for you, subscribe, and I'm hoping to get some videos out. Uh, as of right now, until I get the hang of things, maybe like once a week is my goal, but I'll throw up new things as I can, so there might be a little more than that this week or next week or whatever the situation is. So anyway, I'm glad to see you here, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!